spinny move. So you can see we're at like a horse rodeo arena thing. And we're gonna do more kind of Western vibes. We do that a lot for some reason, Carleen and I. We've done kind of like a Western look a number of times, but I guess it's easy to do in Colorado because a lot of the locations kind of play well to that. So she's gonna be here in about 15 or 20 minutes. I got here a little bit early. It's super early. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, which sucks, but you know, gotta wake up and get shit done. So I'm gonna plan out a couple of shots, make a little shot list in my head at least, so I have kind of an idea, and then we'll rock it up. Alright, so we've done 2 looks so far. She's killing it, but because you guys are always asking for more lighting information, I figured I would tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. So the sun is that way, the light is back there. So essentially, the sun is at her back like this. Hopefully you guys can still see me. And the strobe is filling her in, giving her a nice pop and some definition. It is a Profoto B1 with a small medium silver umbrella. It's the deep version. I really like the way it looks. You can make it really poppy or really subtle depending on where you place it and what you put the power at. I'm just using it as a nice little fill, just to give some definition and fill in the shadows since she's pretty backlit. Because the sun is really intense, especially because we're in Colorado, there's no atmosphere here. I'm having to crank the power a lot more than I usually would, which sucks because you burn through batteries, but Carleen is a beast, so we're getting through it really fast anyway, so I'm not too worried. Okay, so just one more quick little addition to some of the tech stuff, because people always ask, and I don't really know why, but everybody inevitably asks what my exposure settings were. keep in mind that what I'm shooting at here is not necessarily going to work in any situation that you're shooting in, so it's not super helpful, but because I know somebody's going to ask, so like I said before, I've got the B1 set at a power setting of 8, which is almost all the way gunned. I've got my Canon Mark III with a 135L on it. I'm shooting at f2.8, 1/200th of a second, and ISO 100. I've got the Pro Photo set to the high-speed sync setting because you get a little bit of vignette with the full-frame Canons at a 200. Their actual max sync speed is closer to 1/160th, but the high-speed sync on the B1 helps quite a bit. So that's what I'm shooting at. Got a nice balance of exposure between the background and Carleen, and now I'm just waiting on her to change again, and we're gonna do the next look. Alright, so I'm done shooting. As is kind of always the case when I shoot with Carleen, the behind the scenes sort of has to take a backseat because she's a beast and it's hard to focus on anything but shooting with her because she's non-stop. It's hard to take a bad picture of her. I've shot a lot of girls in my time shooting, and she is one of the very best, if not the best, that I've ever shot. She's definitely my favorite person to shoot. We always work really well together. The other thing is that we always tend to pick kind of pain in the ass locations to shoot in. You know, one time we got destroyed by mosquitoes. Last time you guys saw, we had to hike through the snow. Luckily there was none of that today, but there was a lot of people that just randomly showed up at this location, which is super weird because this place is usually dead as fuck. There's never anybody here, and in the time that we were shooting, a bunch of cars pulled through, which makes just shooting really difficult. It's distracting. You know, we did an implied topless shot, we did a lingerie shot, and that's super weird when there's people around. So that was a challenge, so we wanted to kind of get through it as quickly as possible. The other thing is that she is taking off for Miami tonight, and we had a kind of a limited amount of time to shoot, especially because the light is starting to get real shitty. So a little bit less on the behind the scenes. Sorry, deal with it. If you have questions, let me know, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.